go now.
Check, testing 1, 2.
A case of beer, some barbecue. There's no doubt that I'm better than you. With these looks and these moves, you can't blame me for being so rude. The land of the red, white, and blue will be my home till the day I die. I'm every lady's fantasy. I'm the American guy.
Good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast. It is great to have you here this Friday. Yes, we're back on a Friday. Wonderful. It's great to have you all here. This is the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast, episode number 67 for the 5th of November, 2021. This is the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast, the podcast that is all flu-shotted up for your protection. Well, before we get going, we want to send a special thank you out to all the Patreon patrons who help make this show and the other shows from Saturday Morning Media possible. Huge shout out to all of them, every single one, but a special little shout out to our patron producers, Dorothy Pachoco, Eve Cunning, Kathy Crawford, Tony Urbano, and David Akers, and Vicky Sebring as well. If you would like to become a patron and support this show that you love so much, head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media. Well, we have a ton of news we need to get through. We've got a lot of news, a lot of little tidbits, and we are going to get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off with Champions of the Galaxy, and we had a reveal for a new character in the FTR3 set, and that is Moonlight is getting an upgrade. Which wrestler has the new attitude Moonlight injured with her controversial new finisher, Absolute Pardon? I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means she injured somebody's attitude. I don't get it. And which wrestler may be next when Moonlight faces off against, well, you'll just have to read all about it in FTR3 to find out. The Pardon versus Captain Crossbones feud heats up with an updated Moonlight at ringside. Will her presence tip the scales in favor of Pardon, or is Crossbones one step ahead of his heated rival? So that is Moonlight, an upgrade for Moonlight. Obviously, I don't know much about FTR, but I remember the artwork for Pardon, and it certainly looks like her card, Moonlight's card, would fit right in with Pardon's card. And Moonlight joins Witch, Arctic Empire, and more coming this winter. FTR Set 3 will debut in December, and pre-orders begin Black Friday, November 26th. Moving on to Filsinger Games Independent Wrestling, and we have Thrash with a dash of class. Wild Child Jody Threat has a bright future ahead of her, perhaps as bright as her red locks. The Toronto native didn't start her in-ring career until her late 20s, but she didn't need long to make a name for herself after training at Tyson Ducks Academy. She was even chosen as Trish Stratus's training partner when Stratus came back for a match on one of the biggest stages of all. I wonder what stage that could be. Threat has backed down from no one, and her extreme sport background, deceptive strength, and smash mouth style have earned her many fans and quite a few victories. Whether tagging with Alley Cat as the punk rock Pussycats, taking on Delilah Doom, Allison Kay, or Thunder Kitty, or mixing it up with men like One Called Manders and Josh Alexander or Warhorse, Jody Threat is a force to be reckoned with, and it's only a matter of time before she gets an even brighter spotlight. Jody Threat joins Masha Slamovich and Hyan as the names announced for the Women of the Indies 2021 Game Edition. That set, along with Legends of Wrestling Expansion 8, FTR3, will be available for pre-order on Black Friday. and November 26th, and begins shipping in December. Moving on to Legends of Wrestling, we've got 2 announcements just because of our recording schedule. The first, a surprise to no one, is Bill Dundee. Professional wrestling in Memphis is home to some iconic names, there is little doubt. One such icon looms large over the history of the territory in contrast to his smaller stature. Superstar Bill Dundee, born William Crookshanks in Angus, Scotland, Dundee was raised in Melbourne, Australia, and joined the circus at age 16, becoming a trapeze artist. By the time he was 19, Dundee had transitioned to professional wrestling and plied his trade for a decade before arriving in the U.S. in 1974. He soon made his way to Memphis and began growing a legend, perhaps eclipsed by only one other local talent. Oh, I wonder who that could be. Dundee teamed and feuded with fellow legend Jimmy Valiant and new setmate Austin Idol, claiming over 40 title reigns with 13 different regional championships. It's no wonder Dundee's name is still held in such high regard by locals. So that is part of the Legends Expansion 8 set. And I will tell you, we had Bill Dundee in black and white. I love this art. I mean, the art was great for Dundee in black and white, but this art is just a little bit better. It's a little nicer, and I like it. And just announced earlier today, BRICKHOUSE Brown, one of the biggest names of Memphis territory's latter days. BRICKHOUSE Brown burst onto the scene in the late 80s and immediately took the title off the most legendary figure of the territory. I wonder who that is. He embroiled himself in headline feuds during his time there and found himself at the center of multiple controversial angles. You know, it's funny. I was going to find a BRICKHOUSE Brown promo to play during this podcast, and the only one that I could find on YouTube, at least in my initial searching, which, you know, from the time this was announced to now, was horribly offensive to many different people. So, yeah, I can't, controversial angles, for sure. Brown was adept at working the crowd and could gain their ire or admiration in equal measure with his passionate promos and fiery style. Brown spent quite a bit of time in Texas and earned his share of top titles wherever he went. As a nice connection to the recently released 4-pack, Brown spent about a year in Portland plying his trade in the Pacific Northwest. Brown passed away July 29th, 2018 from cancer, an incredible talent and entertaining personality. Just check out one of his shoot interviews. BRICKHOUSE Brown deservedly takes his place among the legends of wrestling. So BRICKHOUSE Brown is the latest name announced. We've got Austin Idol, we've got superstar Bill Dundee, and we've got BRICKHOUSE Brown. There you go. Those are the names so far for the Legends of Wrestling Expansion 8 set. In other news, the Iron Mike McCord card that was an exclusive from the Holiday Kickoff virtual event has been added to COTGonline.com. You can find it in your trophy cards section. The physical copy of the card has been delayed in shipping due to the delay of the production of the stickers that will be coming with it. So we got to wait a little bit longer for the physical copy of the card, but the online version of the card is there. It's in your trophy card section if you bought a ticket. And I recently did a 4-match card with Iron Mike McCord, and he did pretty well. So you can check that out later in the elsewhere on the YouTube channel. Also, Black Friday, not only will there be the pre-orders, we are told now that the pre-orders will also there will also be discount deals on Roll Up. Todd said discount deals will be great if you need to catch up. So I'm wondering if that means that there will be a discount on like the sets you need to play 2137. For example, that's one of my most recent videos here on the YouTube channel, all the sets you will need to play 2137. And I wonder if that or buying multiple sets will get you a bigger discount. I don't know. We will find out on November 26th. That is all the latest news. For more information, you want to head on over to FilsingerGames.com, your headquarters for all things Filsinger Games. Wanted to go over a quick card that I held recently, card number 2137449. This is Champions of the Galaxy. This was a card that took place at the Rigel Nova Pavilion on Orion. The chameleon creatures beat the natives of Castellax, and that was a heck of a match. That match went on for about 24 minutes, rolling out live time. You can watch this card being rolled out if you want to elsewhere on the YouTube channel. Sean Ra upset Bulldoze with Ambuscade, and Dark Menace was ejected from ringside, and Dark Menace has vowed to fire the referee in question when he becomes a full-time commissioner. FDF Tradition became the number one contenders by beating Castellax in a great match. Endgame squashed Saber. It was like in 2 moves in a finisher match, locking on the rolling figure 4, and Saber didn't even know what hit him. Total squash there. Tempest continues to shock everybody, beating Tarval with High Tides in a highly competitive match. 5-star match all around. Now, here's the deal. Tempest has earned a shot at the Interplanetary Championship, but he's been doing so well, I've been thinking about giving him a shot at the Galaxian Championship, which is currently held by his teammate Monolith. I just think that would be interesting. I think Monolith would probably beat him, but I just like the idea of creating a little tension there between the teammates. And in the main event, Sly Drury crushed Godsend with regime change to become the number one contender to the Galaxian Championship. Drury currently suspended. He was suspended by Massive and is just flaunting his suspension by appearing. And Massive warned him that if he is able to beat Monolith for the title change would be ruled invalid. Drury didn't seem concerned. That was a total squash match. So that's what's going on in my Champions of the Galaxy Fed. Getting close to the end of the year. Getting a little close. I was kind of dragging my feet, waiting to see if there was perhaps another Champions of the Galaxy set, small card set coming out, but doesn't look like it. So I have about 10 cards left to finish off my year. So things are going good. It's time for the match of the show. Star Warrior won the title. And I asked you who Star Warrior should fight next, and we had some great choices. Panther Warrior, Coven Black, Massive, Scarewolf, because Scarewolf won the big Halloween Havoc thing, Thantos, and Iron Mike McCord. That was actually my suggestion, is that Iron Mike McCord should get a title shot. But there was one person on this list who got multiple votes, and that was none other than Thantos, former champion, our first ever champion. So Thantos is going to get his shot. But I'm going to make a little bit of a rule here. Going forward, after this match, if someone has held the title, they don't get another shot at the match. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's so many cards. There's so many different personalities and different cards that can face the champ in the world of Filsinger Games. Let's let the champions be content with their championship reign. And once we have exhausted all the other cards, we can bring a champ back. But Thantos is going to get his shot here. As I said, he was our inaugural podcast grand champion. So let's roll the dice. Let's ring the bell. And it looks like Star Warrior is going to start things off here, throwing Thantos into the ropes. The opponent tries a sunset flip, but you grab his legs into a pinning combination. Opponent rolls pin. Well, Star Warrior's not going to go down that easily. In fact, it's a huge kick out. He gets a 12 there, but he will get one fatigue token, and Thantos is in control. He's choking him using the ropes. Down 3, Star Warrior's not going to leave the ring. He's going to stay and fight. Sleeper hold, choice G by Thantos. Thantos is going to go for the death jump. Star Warrior has a B. The opponent climbs the top, but you recover, climb up. A struggle takes place. Who has the better agility? That's going to be Star Warrior. Star Warrior throws Thantos off the top rope, and now Star Warrior's rolling on level 3 offense. He rolls out of the ring, but he's going to roll up, as they say. Cosmic War Dance 3 on Thantos, hurt 2. Flying Dropkick 2, choice B. So he is going to throw Thantos into the turnbuckle. Thantos goes into the turnbuckle, crushed by a big kick. Star Warrior rolls on level 2 offense. Tomahawk thrust 3, and we're going to roll a pin here on Thantos. The target is 2. The roll is an 8. Thantos now at 1 fatigue token as Star Warrior rolls on level 3 offense with a karate kick 3, hurt 2, Cosmic War Dance 3, hurt 2, and flying dropkick choice B. Again, he's going to throw him into the turnbuckle. Thantos goes into the turnbuckle, and a special move. Both wrestlers go down. The wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating, that's going to be Star Warrior, rolls on level 3 offense. He is not going to throw Thanos out of the ring. He's going to hit a shoulder breaker, which is a level 2 move. Thantos is going to reverse that and toss Star Warrior into the ropes. Double clothesline. The wrestler with the better ropes rating, that's going to actually be Thantos. Well, they're equal. So he's going to roll on level 3 offense, and he locks in the master lock. Could this be it, ladies and gentlemen? We're rolling the pin. It's a +4. The target is 6. The roll is a 9. Star Warrior able to get out, but now at 2 fatigue. But Thanos keeps it locked in. Thanos keeps the master lock locked in, and the target is 7. The roll again is a 9. Star Warrior now at 3 fatigue. Thantos, frustrated, throws Star Warrior out of the ring. A wild brawl erupts. The wrestler with the better ring rating, they both have an A. So Thantos will win and roll on level 3 offense. And it's the master lock again. Friends, here it is. +4. The target is 8. The roll is 5. Your winner and the new champion, the evil game master, Thantos. All right. Who should Thantos face next week, ladies and gentlemen? Leave your comments. Remember, former champions no longer available. So Thantos will take on all comers. He'll take on all comers from Champions of the Galaxy. He'll take on all comers from Legends. Whatever it is you want, you should let me know in the comments after the show. Time for the question of the show. I said, is Austin Idol the headliner of the Legends expansion, or will we get an even bigger name on pre-order day? Now, I want to make clear, I am not saying Austin Idol isn't the headliner. I'm just saying, will there be another name of equal or greater value? And look at all the responses that we got, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost as if I'm offering a contest or a prize for people who comment. Ben NG says, I'll go with Jeff Jarrett as the headliner. Angel says, for the question of the show, I really feel like doing a set based on Memphis without the king of Memphis doesn't make any sense, brother. Scotty Boy 999 says, I'm not too geared up on Memphis, but I think they'll have a bigger name announced. Maybe Bill Dundee. Well, Bill Dundee was announced just this past week. Mark Ferguson says, don't think Austin Idol is going to be the headliner. Will either be Jeff Jarrett or Dutch Mantell. Since Jerry Lawler is with the WWE, it will have to be another standout. Jarrett and Mantell fit the bill. Maybe not as big a name as Idol, but recognizable for the area. And Dr. X says, Idol is a great name, but I think Jeff Jarrett is the headliner since Lawler is not an option currently. Derek B says, I don't think it will necessarily be a bigger headliner. I think it will be the fabulous ones, Kern and Lane. I put them on the same level as Austin Idol. Absolutely. Thomas Morgan, I believe a bigger name will be announced. I also believe the name will be Jerry the King Lawler. Ronan II says, just care that I get Tracy Smothers. Zany Steve says, Jerry Lawler makes the most sense, but is he able to use his own likeness? Maybe he could be an artist to some of the wrestlers in the set. Now, Zany Steve, this is a really interesting thing. Much like Tony Atlas drew his own card. Yeah, maybe Lawler. I think there is on record. And someone can correct me if I'm wrong, that Tom talked to Jerry Lawler, and did Jerry Lawler wind up doing some Legends art? Or was there just discussion about it? Anyway, someone can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think I seem to remember something where it was like, yeah, Jerry Lawler couldn't have a card, but he was going to do some art, or maybe did some art. I don't know. Joe M says, Mike said during the Q&A that Austin is the headliner, but there may be multiple headliners. The fabulous ones are the Black Friday reveal. Mark H says Austin Idol is the headliner simply because there will be no Jerry Lawler. Zawa the Butcher says, I feel like it could be Lawler. I know we all assume he has some some deal with the WWE, but none of us actually know what that is. He does a lot of work for non-WWE appearances, so who knows what's his deal. At this point, he may be a paid per appearance. Barring him, I think Jarrett is a very possible, and also the Blonde Bombers, which could lead to Spot, Moondog, and Honky Tonk Man. I'm front of the line if they get Wayne Ferris. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Steve Williams says, with respect to Austin Idol, I absolutely think there is a headliner name waiting to be announced right around pre-order time. Bill Dundee, Tommy Rich, and Tracy Smothers all had cards in the original game and are prime candidates for this set. There's also the possibility that the Jarretts make their debut. While I have my doubts about Lawler's inclusion, it's a strange time in wrestling that I wouldn't be at all surprised if the King showed up in the game. I wonder if an opponent from one of Lawler's most celebrated wins, wink wink, Andre the Giant, could make the cut. Whatever the case, I strongly suspect the Idol announcement was only the first salvo in another surprise-laden expansion rollout. Steve, you couldn't have said it better. I could not have said it better than there. Based on previous history from Filsinger Games, there will be an equal or higher status in the announcements still to come. GG Sports Patrol says Idol is not the headliner. Tommy Rich is the headliner. Salvador America had a ton of great suggestions. The Moondogs, Eric Embry, any one of the Von Erichs, Joe LeDuc, Jeff Jarrett, and then DG Sport Patrol also said Ron Wright. So thank you to everybody who put in an answer there. Me personally, I'm leaning towards Jeff Jarrett. I'm leaning towards not Jeff Jarrett. I'm sorry, Jeff Jarrett. Jerry the King Lawler. I'm leaning towards him. I think it may just happen. I think the Legends team may have worked some magic. I also think Jeff Jarrett is a really great suggestion with a Jerry Jarrett card as well. And maybe the Hall of Fame connections have made these possible. I don't know. I think it's going to be Jerry the King Lawler. If I would have entered Travis's contest on the board, I would have put Jerry Lawler on my list. I think a lot of people didn't, but I would have. Anyway, moving on to the question of the show for next week. At Galacticon, we were told that there would be an update to COTG Online just before or just after the September releases. Well, it's now November, and as far as I can tell, no update has arrived. So my question is, will we see an update to COTGOnline.com before the end of 2021? And by update, I don't just mean sets released. I mean we would get a some sort of interface tweak or back end tweak that would make things run better, that would add new options. I would love to know your thoughts. Answer them in the comments. And of course, don't forget that if you answer the question of the show, you get entered in our big giveaway, giving away a brand new sealed copy of the second printing of the Legends of Wrestling starter set. This is the new version that contains several tweaks on the back of several cards. All you need to do to be entered to win is be subscribed to the GWF Promoter channel on YouTube and answer the question of the week that I just asked moments ago earlier in the episode. Now listen, you must answer the question of the show before the next episode of the podcast airs. So you can't go back to episode 66 and answer that question and get an entry for there. But you can make an entry for this one and you will be entered to win. The winner will be drawn at random and announced on the November 26, 2021 show. And you know what? You will get multiple entries if you comment on each of the podcast videos from now till then. Again, you must answer the question of the show before the next week's episode airs. So make sure you do that. And you know what? I realized I made a mistake. Here I am giving out a Legends of Wrestling card and dice game, a brand new set. I think this, has 16 cards in it or something like that? I'm giving away a brand new set of cards, but that's not enough. That's not enough. The winner, whoever wins this competition, is also going to get a 25-pack of Ultra Pro 4x6 top loaders. What good is it if I give you brand new wrestling cards and I don't give you top loaders to put those cards in to make sure that they are protected? So make sure that if you want to get in on this, you just have to comment, answer the question of the show for this week. And these folks, the names I'm about to read, already have one entry. Ben NG, Angel, Scotty Boy, 9999, Jared B, Steve Williams, Zawa the Butcher, Joe M, Thomas Morgan, Derek B, Mark Hitchison, Dr. X, GG Sports Patrol, Salvador America, Ronan II, Zany Steve, and Mark Ferguson. All these people already have an entry. Now, if any one of these people answers the question for this week, they'll have 2 entries into the drawing. If you have not answered the question, you better get on it. Because look at a brand new legend. You know how hard these top loaders are to get. If you've been trying to buy these top loaders, you know how hard they are to get. So you don't want to miss out on this. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to miss out on this. Hey, elsewhere on the GWF Promoter YouTube channel, we've got a lot of Filsinger Games action. Can you tell that I'm back from my job and I have a couple weeks off before my next job starts? We've got Halloween Havoc. I took all the Halloween-based Champions of the Galaxy cards on COTG Online and did a great tournament that debuted Halloween weekend with a great winner. So go check that out. We've got 2 great episodes of Hollywood Elite Wrestling, episode 53 and episode 54, which was called The Trial of Iron Mike McCord. So if you want to see how that card plays, that's the one to watch. And then I also just recently, just today as a matter of fact, posted some live play of my Champions of the Galaxy 2137 Fed. Hey, as we head out of here, ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you to check out all the other great Filsinger Games content. Of course, Uncharted Territory, After Further Review with Steve Tower, Heartland Championship Wrestling with Dave Little, Roll Up, the official podcast of the Filsinger Games, the Dizzy Dice podcast with Lee Longpree. Lee also has another podcast going on. Lee has become a podcast maniac. So go check out all his stuff. And hey, you need to go over to twitch.tv/BrocksterBuild and check out Brock's live play channels. He's giving away free cards. You got to go over there. You got to check it out. Check out his stream from last Sunday night. I believe that was what it was, last Sunday night, for all the info. Definitely go check it out. There is an audio version of this podcast. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Filsinger Games in your favorite audio store and it should pop right up. If you have a topic you'd like the show to cover, leave it in the comments. Make sure to subscribe or follow, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, and follow GWF Promoter on social media at GWF Promoter. You can check out my personal feds at gwfpromoter.com and lowpromoter.com. The theme song is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission, and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with Filsinger Games or its subsidiaries. It's purely for entertainment purposes only. And this episode is copyright 2021 Saturday Morning Media. Huge thanks to Joe, Christopher, Mark, Thomas, Zawa the Butcher, Christopher Merriman. Want to make sure I get everybody here. And Jason PDSI for tuning in. Great to have you here. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I will see you back next week with even more fun. So stay tuned. Have a great weekend. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to enter the contest. You can win a new set and top loaders. Come on. And the set is only 16 cards, and there's 25 top loaders. That's almost 10 extra top loaders for you to enjoy. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.